the Old Grumpy Prosperity Team for this week's episode of Grow Your Mind and Money. Tonight we are interviewing Dave B. Soul, a gifted entertainer who uses his creative skills to produce and perform on stage and film while developing music that touches, inspires, and maybe having you tapping your feet. Dave B. Soul has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to steady the course and stay in action, creating his own special music. Dave's willingness to support others and make a difference has him be a champion for humanity. And of course, it is time to, as we always do, kick off our show with some amazing spoken word from none other than Shani, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. Shani, take it away.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. Shani, it looks like we haven't got a Shani report out there. Shani may be performing tonight. We got the scouts looking out for. Now we do have a Miss Cookie in the house, but Shani is, we got the scout. I got that bearskin rug guy looking out for Shani. But Shani did leave us a poet. As a matter of fact, something that we haven't done in a long time. We have Pumpkin from Pluto performing the intro song to Grow Your Mind and Money. And let's check it out. That was Pumpkin from Pluto with Money. And many listeners, we hope, and we work, well, we don't hope, we work so that by the end of the show, a lot of what she talked about, you to grow your mind and money, you got some break. But Pumpkin from Pluto with Money, our intro song to the show. Now, I do have a money-making thought. All better. If you try to make it all better, all at once, you'll end up frustrated. But you can make it a little bit better, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. If you are 50 pounds overweight, you won't be able to lose all that weight by next week. Yet, you can lose a pound or two and then more the next week, and so on until you reach the goal. Just because you can't do it all at once. There's no reason to be dismayed. In fact, it is a good reason to go ahead and do what you can do right now. Time will dependably pass, and you can use every moment of that time to make progress. The incremental progress you make will quickly add up. An hour from now, you can be one step closer to your goal than you were before. Take that step now, and then be ready to take the next one. Put time on your side by putting it to use, doing what you can when you can. Start now. Take control of your destiny and keep going. What I've learned about myself and growing my mind to the theme all better and the action I will take is what I have learned is no matter how hard I beat myself over the head, run into the brick wall, scream, cry, beg, plead, I cannot fix all issues at once. No matter how much I want, pray, plead, some things will just take the time they take. And not to stop doing the work because all things aren't being resolved right now. And run. And this is the action I take right now. Run. Fast. Put on my Michael, whoever, speedy invitation, flash. Run away from people who think that they can twinkle their nose or take a half an ounce of action and think that they done some work. Run away from them into the loving arms of people who are doing the work and whose spirit is right. It is time for our special interview with a pretty awesome young man, Mr. Dave B. Soul. Empress of Faith, please take it away.
All right. Well, mic check, 1, 2. How do I sound? In this part of the show, we will learn about a challenge Dave faced in having his dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of his sails. But somehow, some way, he kept going and turned that challenge from seeming defeat into victory. Thank you, Dave B. Soul, for being on the show tonight.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. For me, a point in my life where...
Well, Dave, before you get to sharing, let me ask you one of our first questions so the listeners can be on task with where we're going.
Okay.
We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So would you please share an incident or a time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails when the going got even rougher and you felt like you were lost? Please be as specific as possible so we can truly appreciate what you were experiencing. All right, Dave.
Absolutely. There was a time in my life I was in a pretty long relationship. Well, it seemed to be long at that time. It was going on 4 years, and there had been a lot of turbulence in that relationship. And one thing that I do is I pride myself on being a very good man to every woman that I'm with. And I was the faithful one. I was doing my duty as a man. I was coming home from work, making sure the house was together. I was cooking, I was cleaning, doing all that type of stuff. I made sure my wife was taken care of. I was making sure I was taken care of, and there was a turning point in the relationship where I started being taken advantage of. It almost seemed like she took my kindness as a weakness and played on it. And not wanting to mess up a good thing, or what I thought was a good thing, I started to let stuff slide. And it began to spiral, and it spiraled so bad to where I lost sight of who I was. I attempted suicide a couple times. And thank God I was covered by His blood, covered by the blood of Jesus. But it got to the point where it was that bad. I felt lost. I not only had I lost myself, but I lost my way in terms of my relationship with God.
Wow.
And the final straw came with that last suicide attempt where I literally was getting ready to slit my wrist, and God just yelled my name like I heard it clear as day. Today. And I dropped the knife. And it was at that point that I realized that I was worth more than what I was letting myself go through. Because a lot of times when you're good to somebody and you give them your all, you tend to lose yourself because they start to take advantage of you, and you begin to devalue yourself because you begin to think, well, maybe she is right, or maybe he is right, this, that, and the third. And that's exactly what I went through. Like, I lost all of my self-esteem. I got knocked so far off track that it was beginning to affect my music. Like during that point in time, my music was very dark. It wasn't happy at all. Like, all of it was so much pain.
Wow.
And it was that moment that I realized I can't let her do this to me anymore. Like, I finally had put my foot down, and I said, you know what? I'm good. You can keep all that over there. I'll go over here and be by myself, or be with somebody who's going to treat me way better than you're treating me. And of course, when you finally stop letting people take advantage of you, here comes the barrage of insults. Oh, you're never going to be anything. You're always going to do this. You're always going to do that. But I've always been an extremely resilient person. So hearing that only fueled me to prove them wrong, And again, that comes with me bouncing back from the situation.
Well,
trying to get this. Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your statement.
No, I was just going to say, going even harder with my music, trying to get it up off the ground and producing for other artists and all that kind of stuff, and building things up for myself that she said that I was never going to have.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, because you spoke of resilience, but at one point, being realistic, you were not resilient. If you allowed yourself to get to the point where you were willing to leave this earth as a result of someone else's lack of ability to show you appreciation the way you believed you deserve.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
And during the time you were dealing with the situation, so you blamed her? You blamed yourself? Did you blame your circumstances? And I know you touched on it, but I just want to be clear. And when did you stop caring about who or what to blame?
It was a combination of everything. I blamed her because she was in the wrong for the way she treated me. I blamed myself because I allowed it to get that way. The circumstances are what they were. You know what I mean? Like, anybody who's been in that position in a relationship will say, oh, well, yeah, you just kind of got to roll with the punches. But there's a lot of messages in my songs, like, during that time that I started to notice a trend like that always seemed to go downhill. And I wanted to turn that around for myself at that point. So at the point that I was thinking of committing suicide and attempting to commit it, I was just like, you know what, I'm tired. This is not the way my song is going to end this time. It's not the way my song is going to end. So in that aspect, you're absolutely correct. I was not resilient at that very point in time. But where my resilience came from was realizing that I was better than my situation and doing something about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that started with God calling out your name. So when would you say you started to see the light of hope and possibility? And what steps did you take to start the journey towards that light? After God called your name and you stopped and realized, what did you do next?
I got help. I literally got help. At that point in time, I was under extreme emotional duress. Like, anybody who's been close to that point can understand that, all right, if somebody out there loves me enough to care about me, then there's something else that I need to be doing. And at that point, I got myself checked out. My brother came and got me. He took me to the hospital, the little psychiatric ward or whatnot. And from there, I got into therapy, like literally going to see a psychiatrist on a biweekly to the weekly to the monthly, just on a regular basis to get all of this stuff out of my system. And I was even on medication for a short period of time. But during that point in time, I did a lot of writing as well. So literally a combination of my family support, going to therapy, being on medication, and writing, it pulled me through a lot of that. And that was going on 7 years ago now.
Wow. Well,
and now I'm happy. God is good.
Oh, let me hear you say that again. Now you're what?
I said, I'm happy now. God is good.
All right. Well, thinking about our theme, and I'm sure there are so many listeners out there that can really, really, really relate to various aspects, if not all aspects of your sharing. But thinking about our theme, all better, what words of wisdom will you share with our listeners, those that are straddling the fence, that are not sure which direction to go, that are stumbling and struggling, and this may be what they need to bring them beyond their circumstances and what they see at this moment, that perception that they have? How can you encourage them, all of us?
My words of encouragement would definitely be to turn it over to God, because He's essentially the only one that can make it all better. We have to initiate that change. However, when we're in really bad situations, and when we're in really bad situations and it seems like all hope is lost, there's still somebody out there who can take care of you, and that is Jesus. That's God. That's the beautiful part about anything that I've gone through is like when it gets tough, and especially now when it gets tough, I keep reminding myself that my God is still faithful. He's still in my corner because He told me that He will never leave me nor forsake me. So even when it feels like He's so far away, that He's unattainable, that He's unreachable, He's still extremely close to you. Still extremely close to you. And He's the only one that can heal your heart. He's the only one that can pull you through anything that you're going through because He's right there with you. Like, He's been there too. When He sent Jesus down to earth to die on the cross for our sins and all that kind of stuff, He came to experience that. He put the world on His back that means he experienced the heartache. That means he experienced the physical pain of it.
Yeah.
And when he rose again, he made it all better. All better.
Wow.
If that ain't love, if that's not love, I don't know what is. Especially for somebody who he doesn't know.
Well, you know, they would be so, wow. Thank you for your sharing.
You're very welcome.
I know he knows each and every one of us. Is that some of us don't know him the way we should.
Absolutely.
And
I encourage everyone to get to know him.
Absolutely. And we appreciate your transparency, your genuineness, authenticity, and willingness to share things that may be uncomfortable, but that's your testimony.
Absolutely.
And right now, I know we can talk forever, and I can definitely listen to more. However, we will hear more from Dave B. Soul later in the show. But right now, it's time for A Prosperous Spirit with Miss Cookie. Thank you, Dave. Miss Cookie.
Thank you, Nakia. Prosperous Spirit, free. We are free. Praise God, we are free. As children of God, we are inherently free. We claim our freedom by laying aside our outworn or enormous, erroneous beliefs. When we release habits that are not in our best interest, our attention will naturally shift back to the truth. We are free. Awareness of what is holding us back set us free. Through self-observation and interpretation, we connect with our deepest self. Spirit flows through us. Release of the old open the way for new growth and self-expression. Insight and ideas bloom within us, as do fresh perspective and opportunity. Today, let us commit to living and expressing from our spiritual core our true selves. Together we affirm we are free. Praise God, we are free. Shawnee, take us to break.
Stay tuned for The Kitchen with Miss Cookie and Quiet Storm, featuring music from our guest, Dave B. Soul, on the Korner.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy? No loans? Your credit card debt eliminated? I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully, knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep. Contact Sharon, the debt destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Oh, man, something smells great. I think it's a dish Miss Cookie has been whipping up in the kitchen. What you got for us, Miss Cookie?
Thank you, Ronnie B., and welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. Tonight we have a two-parted recipe. Get those pens and paper handy. It is called roasted cast iron steak with roasted cauliflower soup. First, here comes your roasted cauliflower recipe. You will need 1 head cauliflower. You will divide it into fluids. Toss with 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. Place it on a baking sheet. Roast it at 400 for 25 minutes. Turn once halfway through until brown. Cool in a resealable container and refrigerate. You will need that later. For the cast out steak, your ingredients are 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1/2 a medium onion slice, 3 cloves of garlic slice, and of course that 1-headed roast cauliflower. You just got your recipe for that. You will need 2 cups of reduced sodium chicken broth, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 1 1/4 pound flat iron or flank steak, about 1 inch thick, 1/4 plus 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, 4 cups of arugula, 1/4 cup of fresh parsley chopped. Preparation: heat the olive oil in a large pot over medium heat. Add onion and saute it 5 minutes or until softened. Stir in the garlic and cook 2 minutes. Add cooked cauliflower, chicken broth, and 1 cup of water. Increase the heat and bring to a boil. Cover it, reduce heat to a low simmer, and cook for 10 minutes. Turn off the heat and carefully transfer to a blender and process until smooth. Return to pot and stir in 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. You want to cover it and set it aside. You want to heat your canola oil in a 10-inch cast iron skillet over medium-high heat. Season the steak with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and the pepper. Add the steak and cook 3 minutes. Flip and cook 2 to 3 more minutes until medium rare. Let it rest for 5 minutes. Toss the arugula with parsley, remaining 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and remaining 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Slice your steak and serve family style. Serve it with your soup. Enjoy. It is delicious, delicious, delicious. And now it is time for the corner with Quiet Storm. Let's give her a smooch and a rose.
Thank you so much, Miss Cookie, always exposing us to something different, delicious, and delectable. Well, tonight we are definitely featuring music from Dave B. Soul. He is out of Cincinnati, Ohio, with his album, One Man Show. And as you know, we ask our team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it needs more fertilizing. And the name of the first track up is called I Love It. Let's check it out, Ronnie.
Hey, look here, shawty. I'm not sure what you did to a brother, but I think you did something wonderful, you know? Now, I can't explain it. I think it might be love. It can't be lust because it's way deeper than that. And I try to put it into words, you know? And hopefully I captured exactly what I feel. So check it out. Look. I gotta be around you with my stylish shades on, so you can't see me staring at you. Yeah. And all these other trying to get that play on. But you only want me to get you got me stuck on stupid, feeling like I'm losing it, and I'm tripping all over my feet. I'm lost in a daydream, hoping you feel the same thing. It should be you and me. You keep your everything else done right. Nobody do the things that you do. Girl, I get so excited. I'm cutting off all the other girls for you. 'Cause if you promise not to hurt and to always put in work, I can be the love of your life. I promise not to lie, and I promise to treat you right. There's so many reasons why. So right. Baby, I love it. Oh, baby, I love it. Chose me.
we are going right to our panel. Well, is I Love It getting a smooch and a rose or some free fertilizer this evening? Up first is none other than Miss Cookie.
Well, it didn't do too much for me. I think it needs a little more fertilizer. I won't give him 3 or 4 truckloads, but I'll give him a couple.
Well, okay, all right. Well, Miss Cookie said it needed a little bit more tenderizing. All right, not exactly. But we heard that, and we're going to go right on to that next panel member, and that will be Ronnie B.
Okay. Now, I was listening to the track, and now Dave be so, see, you think you're slick, but I've been around. See, I got a sister, and then about 20 other that I claim. And I can tell when a brother in trouble. Because when a brother in trouble, he better throw this track on. This is the track that he throw on. Quick, fat baby. You know it's you, because you know that whatever it is, you missed that rent payment. You was hanging out with Charlie, and you knew she told you, "No, let me see you out with Charlie no more." And you was out with Charlie, whatever it was. You snuck and got you some ribs, and you sit there, and you in trouble. You better throw that track on. I'm gonna give it a smooch and a rose, but you're slick. You're slick, little youngster.
All right, Ronnie, it seems that you were definitely appreciating the track, so that's as good. And next up is Empress of Faith, Nikia.
All right. Well, I thought the song was nice. It had a good flow. He has some very good vocals, because I'm going to talk like he's not on the phone. I'm sorry, amongst us. He has good rhythm. I believe he was using his own vocals for the multiple parts. At one point, I felt like the music was kind of overshadowing or kind of drowning him out. So I was having to listen a little bit more intently to make sure that I heard all of the words. But I was able to, gather it up. I think I would have preferred for there to be more content in the latter part of the song, and then it continued on with I love it, and you know me, which was great because the vocals were great, but I would have preferred a little bit more content closer to the middle end portion of the song. So I'm going to definitely give it a smooch because I felt where he was coming from. It was cool. However, I would have liked a little bit more content. So I'm not throwing up fertilizer tonight at this moment because I can't say it for whatever the next track is. But I'm just saying. I would have liked a little bit more content.
Yo, that's Brother Dave. You let me know. She on the fence. You better watch out, bro.
You got a toe on the fence. Because Shiny, my girl, let me just put it like this. My girl would have been like, it was too long. So, but she's not here, so I ain't going to speak for her. But, overall, I'm going to definitely give it a smooch because I did enjoy it, and I liked the vocals a lot.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate all the feedback on that. Thank you.
Well, we got to be honest. Right. I said honesty in 2016. All about me.
Absolutely.
Well, that is right. Well, we do have that next track coming up, which is called Lock.
Right, showing your rating.
Oh, I'm sorry. My rating on I Love It. Actually, I did like it. And, I was almost half expecting to not like it. But what I liked about it was I loved the melodic interplay. It was like a fugue. And, you know, some people call Bach the master of the fugue and all of that, but this gentleman definitely has it mastered just in how he's mixing. He mixed the song. And because of that, I felt it made up for what it lacked in quote-unquote content. So I can definitely get where Empress was coming from. But I wasn't expecting to, but I'm going to have to give it a Smooch and a Rose. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, hey, you got it. And next up is your next track, which is called Lock You Down, Lock You Down. Well, let's see. Ronnie B.
Listen. Now let me hip you to what I'm feeling. Tell you all the things which I'm dealing. You make me feel so good in every way that sometimes I can't speak what I wanna say. But if anything, this one is true. Can't nobody love me quite like you can do. That's why I'm saying it should be me and you. You just let me know just what you want. I just wanna knock you down so we can be together. I just wanna knock you down. I'll make you mine forever. Hold you real close and never let go. Yeah. Let's get up till we lose control. Yeah. Lock you down, lock you down, lock you down, lock you down. Now I am afraid to say I love you, but I will show you if you just let me prove that I can be everything that you want and need. Just give me your heart and I'll make you believe. So if anything, this one is true. Can't nobody love you like I'm trying to do. That's why I'm saying it should be me and you. You just let me know what you want. I just wanna knock you down so we can be together. I just wanna knock you down. I'll make you mine forever. Hold you real close and never let go. Make sweet love till we lose control. Hey, lock you down, lock you down, hey, lock you down. I just wanna knock you down so we can be together. I just wanna knock you down. I'll make you mine forever. Hold you real close and never let go. Make sweet love till we lose control. Hey, lock you down.
Okay, that was Lock You Down. And panel, is Lock You Down getting a smooch and a rose or a bit of fertilizer? Let us start with the Empress of Faith.
Let's see. Well, 2016. Okay, this is my assessment. I'm not going to be too over-analytical, however. I like that one. There was content throughout the song. Like I said, you have very good vocals. I like the mix. You have unique sound with your music, which was good. And outside of me not wanting to be locked down like that, I mean, because lockdown could be you locking me down in the bed, you locking me down with marriage. It just depends on where your mind flow when you listen into the song. But I'm good with marriage. Don't get me wrong. Let me put that disclaimer out there. I'm not trying to be single forever. However, I just want to be sure I was clear. So I'm going to give it a smooch and a rose. I did like that one, and I was vibing with it a lot better than the previous song. I love it. So you got a smooch and a rose.
Thank you.
Well, we heard that, Lady Nakia. Okay, well, we started off with the smooch and a rose for Lock You Down, and next we are going to Miss Cookie.
Well, it was an improvement over the last one.
Excuse me.
But I'm sort of hesitant about issuing rose petals and things of that sort.
Yes.
But I will give him a smooch.
Oh, okay. All right. You're right. Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. And yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Well, up next is Ronnie B. Ronnie B.
Well, as I said, the first track was the, you know you done messed up track. Now this is the, you're about to get in trouble track. Because, all I want to know is who locking who down. You might look up at it, you thinking you locking it, maybe you the one being locked down. It can go there. I done seen it. I'm getting the track in a smooch and roll. Great, I love the mix. Just really. Oh man, I'm glad we have you on this show before you make tens of millions of dollars. See, now we can blackmail you and get some of the money when you get rich. So we ain't giving you a dime tonight.
Just don't let it be too long and find a smooth transition to end it. And the smooth will be on point. Because we can always rewind. Well, we don't have tapes and stuff no more. We can always play again.
Right.
Because we want to hear the whole song. That's what you want your audience. We want to hear the whole song all over again. Replay.
Absolutely. Well, that was a nice track, but I got to say, I did not enjoy Lock You Down anywhere near I love it. So I'm going to have to put some fertilizer on it. And that is Jack. I'll have to put some fertilizer on that one. But if you out there liked what you heard from Dave B. Soul, you can check him out at davebsoulonline.com.
Well, up next, Shiny's Sunshine Lounge, Quiet Storm's interview with Dave B. Soul, and Voices from the Ethers. Please stay tuned.
Your Debt Destroyed.com. Take 2. Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Just call Sharon." The debt destroyer? Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy? No loans? Your credit card debt eliminated? I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully, knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep. Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And yes, of course, we do it all with love, no matter what. Now it's time to visit the lounge. Shani, my girl, is not here at the moment. Y'all doing great things as always, representing. So right now, Ronnie B., what you gonna do with the key?
Welcome to Shiny Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tapping your feet. Tonight, we have an awesome poet, Rudy Francisco, performing Chameleon. DJ, that mic is hot.
I met Bruce about maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and he's Professor Blackshear's mentor. Professor Blackshear is like my big brother, so kind of by default, he's kind of like mentored me in some sort of way. So I want to say thank you to him. Thank you for inviting me here. I can't wait to hear your album. I know it's going to be incredible. So this is my last poem. You guys ready? Is this side of the room ready? Yeah. Here we go. When I was in the 5th grade, I knew a kid named Javier. He was black, which was confusing. He was an African-American kid who spoke Spanish, loved country music, wore cowboy boots, played jump rope, and had a look on his face that said, "I wish a motherfucker would say something." None of us said anything. For show and tell, he brings in his pet chameleon. When he walks in, the eyes of every kid glaze over like the windows to our soul. Shook hands with the winter for the first time. A girl with box springs in her throat felt the silence. Was too heavy for her fingertips to hold on to any longer. Drops the quiet like a suitcase full of habits that no one wants to keep, and says, "So, what's his name?" He replies, "I call him Rudy." When the class realized that me and the lizard had the same name, they laughed. 20 years later, the irony hits me over the head like an empty Heineken bottle inside of the bar fight that I call my everyday life. I get it. Chameleons, they have the ability to paintbrush themselves into whatever will match their surroundings. They do it so often they probably wouldn't be able to recognize a photograph of their own skin. They think it's far better to be invisible than it is to grind their teeth into I dare you and ride their bones like a magic carpet. No steering wheel, no tires, no brakes, no battery, just bravery, just faith in a chest full of I am not dying today. Courage has never been a chameleon's best attribute, and some days, some days it's not mine either. I was mentored by black men with brown skin who turned yellow at the sight of swollen bellies filled with half of their DNA. I was taught that a woman's vagina is just an underground railroad to masculinity, that real men have tunnel vision and treat girls like subway cars, like nothing more than a space to parallel park our genitals, a hole to bury seeds and leave orchards in our rearview mirrors. They say you gotta peel a woman like a tangerine, and your job as a man is to chameleon yourself into her trees, bite a piece of her fruit, and then leave the rest hanging crooked, damaged, and confused. This is an apology to every woman that I changed colors to get inside of. You see, I still haven't stumbled across the definition of man, but I know that we are hotels that stand a million war stories tall. I know that we carry guitar cases full of phobias, hoping we can turn fear into our strongest instrument. I know that our hands break things just as frequent as we fix them. And we often forget. Sexism is a family heirloom that we've been passing down for generations. As men, it's important that we start asking ourselves, what will the boys learn from us? Thank you. It's my time.
All right, that was Chameleon by Rudy Francisco. Panel and our guest gets to participate. Let's see, is Chameleon getting some snaps or some rotten tomatoes? Quiet Storm.
Okay, well, I'm going to give him some snaps. I liked his originality. I liked the way he put that piece together, and definitely his insights. It was custom made for, I guess, a lot of people, but definitely appreciate it. So he gets snaps.
All right, snaps, Rudy Francisco. Our guest, Dave Bissot. Rudy Francisco, Chameleon. Snaps, or some rotten tomatoes?
I'm a huge fan of spoken word anyway, so off rip, I'm gonna give him a couple of snaps. I like his energy. I feel like he brought it on that one, so definitely some snaps.
Okay. All right, Rudy. Dave Bissot gave you a couple of snaps, but the Empress of Faith, Nakia.
All right,
here I go. Tomatoes.
And you know. Okay, so I thought it was good. In the beginning, I was feeling what he was saying. I understood where he was coming from, and it was kind of funny because the Chameleon and his name was both Rudy. That was like funny, and I love spoken word. However, I think he left me hanging somewhere. So I kind of got stuck, tuned out, and got lost. So I'm going to have to throw a couple of tomatoes at him and snap a tap in the beginning, but you can't leave me hanging because I look for substance, meat, and fulfillment. So, yeah, that's all I got for you.
All right, okay. All right, Rudy, you got some tomatoes and a snap. I'm on the fence with Rudy because I like him. His spoken word made me like him, but I don't know if I like the spoken word. I think he needed to do. He had too many flavors of Chameleon in one spoken word piece. So if he had split it out a little bit, so I'm gonna give him a snap.
All right.
I'm gonna give him a snap. Now, if you enjoyed the performance from Rudy Francisco, you can check him out on oldgrumpyhouston.com and YouTube, and upcoming in February on Old Grumpy Poetry. Now it's time to continue our interview with Dave B. So, Quiet Storm, take the mic away. Go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Ronnie B. Well, I do want to thank Dave again for coming on the show, being so open and sharing and authentic with it. Is really going to mean a lot to a lot of listeners.
Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome, Dave. Well, in this segment, we will be learning a lot more about Dave B. Soul and some of the challenges he faces as an entrepreneur and an entertainer. So, Dave, can you please share with us and the listening audience that moment when the light bulb went on for you, that aha moment, as people call it, when you knew in your heart of hearts that it was really time for you to go beyond entertaining and start taking more control of the business side and building your business?
For me, I've always wanted to be a part of the business side of it. I never knew how. And that's even after going to college for business and getting my associates and all that kind of stuff. However, the major moment came for me. It came for me when I decided to stop waiting on other people to show me how to do it and just go out here and do it myself. And the business that came a little bit later. It came a little bit later after being an entertainer for so long. That literally came in October of this past year. That's when I decided. It was at that moment that I said I want to form my own record label, and that's what I've done.
Wow. Okay. Well, definitely congratulations again. And, you know, I can really see, because you hear these stories about folks in music who, you know, they're almost forced to get involved with the business side of it sooner or later. So hearing what you just said, that's really a unique perspective, because you say you had always really been interested in that side as well as the music side.
Right. Well, I mean, for me, it's more than just owning my own label and owning my own music, like having my masters and all that kind of stuff. It's about building my brand as well. In order for people to know who Dave B. Soul is, I have to be the one in control of that. Like, nobody else can tell you who Dave B. Soul is other than Dave B. Soul, that type of situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, just kind of segueing a little bit, looking at it, can you tell us, you know, what people, experiences, new challenges come into consideration as you are, you know, doing the work to have your business and career exceed all expectations? What challenges or, you know, experiences come up for you when you think about that?
Strategy and planning is a huge one. And I say that because literally it's just me. I am the one wearing every single hat in this company. I take care of the promotion of my music. I take care of the manufacturing of my CDs, making sure that they get released on time, all of that kind of stuff. So literally that's probably one of the biggest challenges, is to do all of that and still take care of my other responsibilities to my family, to my employer and all that kind of stuff. Finding enough time in the day to accomplish it all will probably be the second one. But literally, it's not even like I don't deal with a whole lot of people, and I don't know that that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. I mean, once you have too many people, want too many hands in the pot, then things can start to get kind of messy. And in order for me to make sure that I'm putting out the best quality product and that product in a timely manner is my focus for my music and my focus for my record label. So.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of curious about what you just said in terms of, being the chief cook and bottle washer, if you will. And we know a lot of entrepreneurs experience that once they really jump in. But I'm really interested to find out, if this is going to be as successful as I'm sure you want it to be, that you understand that at some point you will need other folks.
No, absolutely. I definitely do need other folks. And when I'm referring to when I'm saying there's not a lot of hands in the pot, it's literally me making sure everything comes out the way that I want it. Then I will get other people involved. Definitely, I'm very much a team player when it comes to that. Like if there's a goal that needs to be achieved, and I see people going for that goal, I'm all about helping them with it. So definitely, definitely me and people. So.
Okay, all right. Well, that is definitely more clear. And can you share with us a time that was disappointing, that involved working with others, that still kind of has you shaking your head to this day?
Janky promoters.
No such thing, young man. No such thing. What?
There was a time I got booked for a show, and the promoter had his own separate agenda for my music career. Now, mind you, I have my own management. He was attempting to recruit me from that management company, and it just wasn't going down. Like I signed with that management company for a reason. Shout out to Ovations Entertainment. But this particular guy, he barely promoted the show, and then on top of that, wanted to take me from my management company. So it was an all around bad experience, because not only was he trying to do that, he also wasn't trying to come up off the funds. And literally there was maybe 6 people in the audience. Now, that's neither here or there. I still put on the same show for 6 people as I put on for 800 people. But it's still, at the end of the day, I left out of there scratching my head like, how did he get this one over on me? I need to adjust my strategy. I need to reevaluate the way that I do business. And it taught me a very good lesson about how to deal with other people.
That really does go nicely with really finding out from you about a specific moment or event where it was a great experience for you. I know that you learned from that experience especially. My grandmother used to say, ignorant fools will cause you to suffer. And it's just something that always stuck with me. But we all face that. And, so can you share a specific moment or an event where you were working with others and it brings a smile to your face?
Yeah, absolutely. When I shot the music video for I Love It, I shot it in Las Vegas with one of my really good friends who just happens to be a cinematographer, director. Shout out to C Loud Films. But the whole movement behind that video was to promote size acceptance, being comfortable with who you are, and showing full-figure women as more than just being a joke in a video, as actually being a love interest. And that's what I chose to do with that music video. And when I released the music video, it had such an overwhelming response to it that people look at this video and say, dude, I love what you did with this video. The fat girl is not the joke in this video. Like, she's actually somebody who can be loved. And I'm like, well, yeah, she's a person too, right? So every time I think about that whole experience and people's reaction from that video, I get a huge smile on my face. It's such a blessing.
Wow. That was a great example. And I have to definitely check out that video. Well, Dave, I could really talk to you forever. It's clear that you're on a self-discovery journey as well as, developing great music, developing your business. But it is time now to hear from our listeners. And Ronnie B., what do you hear from the ethers?
Well, actually tonight, Quiet Storm, the production assistants, that's right, I'm going to kick them up. I'm kicking them under the bus. Your crystal ball was still locked in the cabinet, so listeners forgive us, but as we're doing our update to our, hint, to our new network, that's right, you heard it here on Grow Your Mind and Money, but don't tell anybody, okay? That's our little secret. Wink, wink. Nakia, take us to break.
All right. Well, coming up in the next segment, the finale with Dave Bissell, food for thought, and the prosperity work.
Let me ask you a question. Are you getting enough? I bet you'd love more, right? Well, AdamandEve.com wants to give you more with 10 free gifts. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, a specially selected toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. So what do you have to do to get your 10 free gifts? It's not hard. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code FREE61 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts. Go check out AdamandEve.com today. Select one item and get 10 free gifts, including free shipping, when you enter offer code FREE61. That's FREE61 at AdamandEve.com.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And yes, of course, we do it all with love. Over to Ronnie B. for the finale.
Thank you, Empress, and thank you, Dave Bissell. Your sharing was off the hook. It was deep. It was authentic. And before we let you get out of here, we just got a few more burning questions, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, now, what challenges? We know there's some out there that you see lurking in the waters that'll try to slow you down or take you off the path from, having your career succeed beyond expectations, that'll try to move the boat over to the right when you're trying to go to the left.
I think lack of promotion. That's probably the biggest one. People not knowing that I'm out there, and that's from lack of promotion because I literally do it all myself. I try to get enough out there by word of mouth, and I've been networking with people and all that kind of stuff as well. So hopefully this time around, with my new music and all of that kind of stuff, I'll get some more promotion and some more notoriety, hopefully. But that's probably the biggest one, lack of promotion.
Just so, because this is Grow Your Mind and Money, try on this. The challenge is to expand your promotion because you have no challenge in having it being lacking.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and write that one down, Brother Ron.
You ain't got no trouble with lack. Your challenge is to expand that darn promotion.
Yep, absolutely.
Dude, because otherwise you'll find folks who will help you have lack. So you got to know, brother, seek and thou shalt find, said the blind man amongst the empress of faith. Oh, and so now, would you please share two pitfalls, you better just two, that you've seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for growing, their careers, their wealth, their health or well-being, their dreams, but two pitfalls that you've just seen them go in?
I think one of the major pitfalls that I've seen people go into is changing with the money, meaning their actions are based on how much money is being made instead of sticking to a proven strategy that works. They say, well, okay, I put this strategy together and it worked and I got rich off of it. Now I don't have to go back in and do that again. It's like the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And people start to get lazy when it comes to doing things the second and third time because the strategy worked so well the first time. So a second pitfall I would definitely have to say is a lot of people give up when it's not coming around as fast as they want it to. Like, folks lack patience when it comes to growing business and everything. Like you have this huge aspiration of starting a company and it immediately being a multi-million-dollar company straight out the gate. And it's simply not that. It's not that true unless you win the lottery or something, which I did play the Powerball. I did play the Powerball, and but a huge part of it is not giving up when things are not moving as quick as you feel like it should. Like, all of those things come with time. You need to go back to that first pitfall that people fall in, is just formulate a strategy and just keep on knocking it out. Being consistent with that, and being consistent with not giving up. Just keep on persevering and all of that kind of stuff.
I love what you said. A coach once shared something with me that his coach shared, and what it was he said that because his coach is a master at producing results. And for most of us, that's what we want, a result from our efforts. And but the access to true power with creating results, this was the coaching he got, he said, the difference between you and me is I have more patience with no result.
Yeah.
How long can you be with no result as the access to result? And when you say people give up quick, get lazy, they can't be with no result. I'm making effort. I should have result. And the thing is, they don't know that they got result, and this is how it looks.
Yeah, and
for real. For real, result look like expanding your promotion. Here, I had to do all of this to get to, I got to expand my promotion.
Right.
You didn't. It wasn't. You had to get to this so you can say, "Oh man, I got to expand my promotion." Gee, thanks. What about all that other stuff I done did?
Right, and that comes right along with it. I mean, definitely, and all of that, and all of that kind of stuff. It's been frustrating at times, but not at any given point in time. If I said this is not something that I want to do, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. Got it clear.
Right, like I get frustrated when the sales aren't coming in like I want them to be, and Dave B. Soul is not that name that I want it to be, but at the same time, it's all about what I'm doing to put into that. So if you're not putting in that same effort, then how can you complain about not getting any results?
Well, as I said, people can't be with no result. And I'm going to move on to the next question, but if there's any verse that is my favorite, it is walk by sight, walk by faith, not by sight. Because most of us, we can't go to the bathroom without a light. Well, Dave B. So look, all right, I got to be responsible. They showing the little red and green flags, and I don't know why Nakia ain't moved me on at this point, but I guess they didn't tell us she was supposed to be producing on this part. What do you have on your plate, and how can our listeners learn more about the world of Dave B. Soul and the projects you are involved with, sir?
Well, right now, I have a new single coming out. It's called Beautiful. Again, supporting that whole plus-size movement. That'll be the first single from my new album, which is called Arrow, which will be out later on this year. I got a couple shows coming up here in Cincinnati at Indulge VSP. One of them's on February 6th. The other one is a Valentine's Day show, so bring your dates out. You know, if you're in the area, bring your dates out.
Get your smooches and roses on.
Yep. I got a live band that's going around through these next two shows. I got live bands going on with me, so it's all the way official. I might have a couple of soul babies off of these two shows.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, you got a website, right?
Yes, I do. The website is www.davebsoulonline.com.
All right. We'll make sure we get that posted.
And then I have all of the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitters. Facebook is Dave B. Soul. Instagram is at Dave B. Soul. The Twitter is at Hugs Malone Sr. That's HUGZMALONESR. Sorry, Hugs Malone Sr. And I'm on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, and all those as well. So look me up.
All right, y'all. Hit him on the website so you can find all that other stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. We want to thank you. We want you to stick around to the end of the show, but we want to thank you, Dave, for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. Please come back.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me.
All right. But now I do wonder what special dish the Empress of Faith, Nakia, has whipped up for us on Food for Thought. What you got for us, darling?
All right. All better. If you try to make it all better, you'll end up frustrated. But you can make it a little bit better, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. If you are 50 pounds overweight, dang, calling out my number, you won't be able to lose all that weight by next week. Yet you can lose a pound or two, and then more the next week, and so on until you've reached the goal. Just because you can't do it all at once is no reason to be dismayed. In fact, it is a good reason to go ahead and do what you can right now. Time will dependably pass, and you can use every moment of that time to make progress. The incremental progress you make will quickly add up. An hour from now, you can be one step closer to your goal than you were before. Take that step now, and then be ready to take the next one. Put time on your side by putting it to use. Do what you can when you can. Start now, though. Take control of your destiny and keep going. Don't stop. Given the scene all better, I will continue to take the small steps necessary in order to accomplish my goal. My workout program, not necessarily able to physically work out. However, that job holding it down. But I have started by changing the eating habits in my household, working on my business and in my business, taking steps, incremental steps, doing what I can, and praying on it throughout the process, being still when necessary, being obedient at all times, and moving when God says move. Over to Quiet Storm for the prosperity work.
Thank you, Empress of Faith. Prosperity work. Let go and be free. We have been spending the start of this year by clearing out the physical, mental, and spiritual muck that's been holding us hostage to the past. We have old resentments, old conversations about people or things, old ways of behaving around people or doing work, old righteous views of the world and the people in it. All that clutter, all that crap keeps us stuck in the muck. Let go and be free of your righteousness and allow grace and possibility to knock at your door frequently. The work. Clean out your closets, clean out your car, clean out all your old emails and computer files. Cleanse your mind for prosperity. Heaven forbid you delete something or that forces you to create newly, freshly, and perhaps more passionately and boldly. Create a list of things, people, conversations that you choose to let go, and share that list with at least 3 people who will support you in letting it go. Do not attempt this alone. Get support. This is key. Say this affirmation daily. I now let go of worn out things, worn out conditions, worn out relationships. Divine order is now established and maintained in me and in my world. Share your list with at least 1 person daily and invite them to participate. Remember, you must demand a miracle.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, please grow your mind and money. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.